Hi, good evening. This is Scott at Scott Trades on Twitter with StockMarketMentor.com and your chart of the day. Now, I have a question for you. Do you think Bristol Myers Squibb has the biggest cup and handle of all time? Because if I zoom out here, you can see it's got a nice big cup right there that starts all the way back in 2016. And we are consolidating and trying to break out of this base here. And it coincides with, zooming all the way back to the highs back here in 2016. But that's not all. That's just a daily chart. If I flip over to the weekly chart and zoom even back-er, I'm kidding. You can see this even bigger cup and then potentially an even bigger handle. And again, look at how important this zone is for this stock. I mean, this stock has price history in this area all the way back to the late 1990s and into 2000s. And so I think this is a pretty important price area for BMY, and I think it warrants keeping an eye on. Now, full disclosure, I do have a position in the stock that I bought yesterday and added to today. And again, just because of a nice sideways consolidative base and a break out of that base coming on okay volume. Volume last couple of days, pretty positive. But here's what has me even more excited about this stock is the fact that this stock hit an all-time high today. The overall market, the SPY, is still down near the lows. Now, it did have a nice update today, but it's still within a few percentage points of the lows. You can say it's closer to the lows than it is to the top. And so I'm interested in BMY because it's closer to the highs than it is to the lows. And in a crummy market, we want to pay attention to that relative strength. We want to pay attention to stocks that are near the highs when the market's near the lows, because then, ideally, when the market turns around, these stocks that are near the highs are making even bigger moves. So that's what I'm looking for here on BMY. I want to see a continuation of this move and more all-time highs to come. Now, it does have a little short interest. There's about 35 million shares still short this stock, and it's at the all-time high. So there is potentially a little built-in buying that could come into this stock and juice it up even more. So that's what I'll be watching for here on Bristol Myers Squibb. I do think it is a tad extended from the 8-day exponential period moving average for a new buy, but you could potentially watch for a little pullback or a retest of this breakout close to the 8 and 21-day exponential period moving averages. So that's my thoughts here on BMY. Come see what's happening behind the curtain at StockMarketMentor.com. Take a trial, and I'll see you on the other side.